What I'm about to show you will shatter everything you thought you knew about workplace affairs.
Went viral pretty immediately, and so did versions mocking the moment, such as the Philly fanatic getting caught there on the KISSCAM.
With their toughest data and AI problems. And that concludes the statement from Astronomer. As interim CEO. And this is following on from Andy Byron being caught on camera.
There really is no legally expectation of privacy in a public forum like that. But I think it's a combination.
Yeah, Phillies spoofing the moment during a game on Friday night.
The kind of fire.
May not have gotten out if a concert goer wasn't videotaping.
Well,
with
no, or honestly, if they hadn't reacted the way they did, no one would care.
That's actually a good one. That would have been much better.
Or just step away.
Yes.
Because, you know, standing behind somebody, you're watching.
That's what you wear. The other thing I want to mention is, like, she was smoother with it than he was. She kind of did a little thing.
Action. I think if they just paused, it may not have even gotten back to their loved ones. But this, like, dive bombing out of the shot, it's
so much. I have been watching it like if it was porn, over and over and over again.
Yeah.
I also think it's, you know, it's the power of social media.
These are the people that's supposed to implement company policy. There's a power dynamic. There's a question of, like,
sometimes you can't.
I just want to start this evening with some breaking news. We're just hearing that the tech company
and then suddenly, your behind is out.
Chief Executive as co-founder and Chief Product Officer Pete DeJoy continue.
Company's board of directors is also having a formal investigation into this. And then Coldplay frontman Chris.
The United States at the time weighed in on it because people love to be mad when people are caught cheating. We just relate to it. It's just something that, like,
I think it's the ubiquity of cameras now. You know, everything can be caught on.
To serve as interim CEO. And this is following on from Andy Byron being caught on camera.
In the bed.
But
someone's got to be.
She is the company police. She's supposed to be telling people what to do and what not.
Talked to that so perfectly. Like, talk about, I don't even think he knew what he was doing, but that quick, he's like, you're either shy or having an affair.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Globe. Now, we've now learned that the technology company Astronomer has announced that its CEO, Andy Byron, seen here, as you saw, embracing a woman who is not his wife, has resigned from the company.
But it's bigger than just the prevalence of cameras. Anytime you're in a concert venue or a game, there are jumbotrons. Like,
to production AI. While awareness of our company may have changed overnight, our product and our work to ops space, this is continuing this statement from Astronomer, helping data teams power everything from modern analytics.
People from your job could have been there, all kinds of stuff. But he is now the former CEO of Data Company.
Down to CEO of the company a few days ago. Both are married to other people. The video of them trying to hide their faces when they realized they were on camera.
At Gillette Stadium in Massachusetts. In case you haven't seen it somehow, here's the video that seemed to start all.
KISSCAM moment at a Coldplay concert went viral across the globe. Now, we've now learned that the technology company Astronomer has announced that its CEO, Andy Byron.
What was that about? And, you know, that seems like you don't really care who's at the concert.
For our next Chief Executive as co-founder and Chief Product Officer Pete DeJoy continues to serve. His resignation to the board of directors, and they have accepted. The board will begin a search.
It has now cost the two people on it their jobs. Kristen Cabot resigning from her position as head of human resources for Astronomer.
Saying in a statement, our leaders are expected to set the standard in both conduct and accountability. And recently that standard was not met. Andy Byron has tendered his resignation and the board of directors has accepted. Now, that has not stopped social media from having fun with the now. There's trouble in paradise.
That have guided us since our founding. Our leaders are expected to set the...
You've seen this video, right?
1,000 times.
Yes, I think everyone has seen it. It was the KISSCAM video seen around the world.
So, you know, sometimes you do stuff and you think you're gonna go have a good time.
Another mascot during a recent Phillies game, you see, turning away from the camera, just like the former CEO and the head of...
Insanely viral moment. There are memes and videos all over the internet. The Philadelphia...
Romantic embrace, shall we say. Before this week, we were known as a pioneer in the data. I just want to start this evening with some breaking news. We're just hearing that the tech company
Been seen 77 million times. Yeah. 77
And I've seen
million
it,
times.
and I'm 7 million of those.
Yes,
77.
right,
I mean,
right,
I cannot
right.
stop.
They are literally there to, beyond the affair.
Astronomer saying that they are, Chief Executive Andy Byron has tendered camera at a Coldplay concert with a colleague in a...
Now to new fallout this morning from the concert KISSCAM that went viral. The woman in the video resigning.
Say, my heart goes out to the children, the partners of these people who are having to watch this all play out. But the bigger thing people are...
For our customers have not. We're continuing to do what we do best, helping our customers.
A week after she was caught cuddling on camera with her boss at a Coldplay concert near Boston. Andy Byron, seen in that video as well, step of HR, and despite pretty intense public interest and scrutiny, neither Cabot nor Byron have spoken publicly about this incident, but it just doesn't seem to be going anywhere.
No.
Yeah.
The fact that, I read articles in India, from Indian newspapers about this, the memes that this...
About it, and they weren't even suspended from wires hanging from the roof of the stadium.
No.
That's a completely different issue. This...
The whole the cover-up ends up being as bad as the crime.
Yeah.
But also, cheating is as old as time. People have done it. But there is a thing, society loves to be mad.
The company Astronomer says that Andy Byron spotted on a KISSCAM at a Coldplay concert.
The original sin was funny. Then the memes are funny. I feel guilty.
An affair, and while neither party has offered a statement of their own, the company where the man allegedly works says he has resigned. Astronomer
caught on camera moment that went viral has now cost a CEO his job.
By the way, don't do workplace romance. That's one of her top things she's charged with. And he should be the main person knowing better than to date a subordinate.
This really has kept
Person to a concert.
Side piece.
Well, I don't know if she's this. You know what? There's so much. The Coldplay concert in Boston last week became one of the weekend's hottest topics thanks to...
In a statement released on the company's LinkedIn page, it says this, that Astronomer is committed to the values and culture. The company's board of directors accepted that resignation today, saying that it will begin the search for a replacement.
Bring society together. And finally, I do think that it involves a CEO and HR professional. The definition of her job is to be
has now stepped down. Everybody's talking about the story. Will Gans is here with more on this.
Everyone's talking.
You're watching the whole game and the updates and the things they do. So know where you're standing. I think
16 seconds of live TV exposed the betrayal that every woman fears most. And ladies, when you see what his wife did next, you'll want to stand up and cheer. But before we dive into this absolute masterclass in handling betrayal with grace, make sure you hit that subscribe button because trust me, the lessons in this story could change how you view loyalty, dignity, and the incredible power of women supporting women. At our age, we know the signs. We've seen friends go through this. We've maybe even lived it ourselves. The late meetings, the business trips, the way he suddenly guards his phone like it contains state secrets. So when I tell you about Andy Byron, CEO of billion-dollar tech company Astronomer, you'll recognize the pattern immediately. Picture this perfect life. Andy had everything: money, power, respect, and a beautiful wife named Megan at home, who'd built her life around supporting his success. They had the kind of marriage that looked flawless from the outside. Meanwhile, his chief people officer, Kristen Kitt, was also living what seemed like a charmed life. Married to the CEO of Privateer Rum, recently buying property together, planning their future. But here's where our story takes a turn that will make your blood boil and your heart break simultaneously. Andy decides to take Kristen to a Coldplay concert. Just two colleagues enjoying some music, right? Ladies, we've all heard that line before. When that KISSCAM landed on them during the live broadcast, what happened next exposed everything they'd been hiding. The way Andy ducked like he was dodging bullets. The way Kristen practically launched herself away from him. Honey, that was not the reaction of innocent coworkers. That was pure, unadulterated panic from two people who knew they'd been caught red-handed in front of millions. Within hours, social media detectives were connecting dots faster than the FBI. People started asking the obvious questions. Why would a CEO and his head of HR react like that to a simple KISSCAM? Why do they look so guilty? And most importantly, Why were they even at a concert together in the first place when they both had spouses at home? Here's where this gets absolutely devastating. Andy Byron resigned as CEO within 24 hours. 24 hours. Kristen was immediately placed on indefinite leave while the company scrambled for damage control. But here's the kicker that makes this so much worse. Astronomer had a strict no fraternization policy, the kind where executives aren't supposed to be romantically involved with employees. So when the CEO and the person literally in charge of enforcing those policies get caught looking guilty on live TV, that's not just awkward. That's a complete betrayal of everyone who trusted them. Now, ladies, this is where my heart absolutely breaks, but also where I want you to pay close attention, because what happens next is a masterclass in female strength. While everyone was making memes about Andy and Kristen's awkward moment, there were two women at home watching their entire marriages implode on social media. But Megan Byron, Andy's wife, handled this situation like the absolute queen she is. She didn't post messy rants or air her dirty laundry for the world to see. Instead, she quietly started erasing this man from her digital life with surgical precision, changed her social media name, removed his surname, deleted couple photos systematically. Then it completely disappeared from the internet. The silence was deafening and honestly more powerful than any angry post could have been. It was dignity in action, and women everywhere recognized and respected it immediately. The internet saw what was happening and rallied around her like an army of protective sisters. Women from all over the world started flooding her old photos with supportive comments. "You deserve so much better, queen. Leave him, girl. We're all rooting for you." It was beautiful and heartbreaking simultaneously, watching strangers support a woman they'd never met but could relate to on the deepest level. Because let's be real, we've all been there. Maybe not on this scale, but we've all felt that sting of betrayal. That moment when everything you thought you knew about your life turns out to be a lie. Kristen's husband faced his own nightmare. Imagine running your own successful company, living your life, and then finding out your wife has been having an affair with her boss in the most public, humiliating way possible during a Coldplay concert, broadcast to millions. The secondhand embarrassment alone could kill a person. The ripple effects inside Astronomer were catastrophic beyond imagination. Employees weren't just shocked, they felt completely betrayed by their leadership. Sources revealed workers were making memes of their former CEO, passing them around like underground resistance propaganda. Office morale didn't just drop, it crashed through the floor. But here's what really gets me angry. This wasn't even the first time people had noticed Andy and Kristen's unusually close relationship. Office gossip had been brewing for months. Late-night meetings that went too late. Business trips that seemed more romantic than professional. The way they looked at each other during presentations. Everyone knew, but nobody wanted to be the whistleblower who called out the CEO. The financial devastation was immediate and brutal. Two major venture capital firms froze their funding, terrified of association with such a massive scandal. Stock prices plummeted, investors panicked. A billion-dollar company that had been soaring was suddenly fighting for survival because two people couldn't keep their personal lives separate from their professional responsibilities. But the internet wasn't finished with them. Sports mascots across the country started mockingly reenacting their duck and cover moment during games. It became a viral dance trend. Etsy sellers jumped on the opportunity, printing t-shirts and mugs featuring screenshots from that fateful moment. Reddit had entire threads analyzing every frame like corporate Watergate. The memes were ruthless, but honestly kind of brilliant. Fake movie posters calling it the 16-second scandal, TikTokers doing dramatic reenactments, Twitter hashtags trending worldwide. It was someone's personal hell becoming everyone else's entertainment. This situation forces us to confront uncomfortable truths about leadership, accountability, and betrayal in our digital age. When you're a CEO making millions and leading hundreds of employees, your personal choices affect everyone who works for you, everyone who invested in your company, and millions watching your every move. But the people who suffered most weren't Andy and Kristen. It was their spouses who watched their marriages end in the most public, humiliating way imaginable. So where are they now? Andy Byron vanished from public life, probably hiding somewhere trying to salvage what's left of his reputation. Kristen remains on indefinite leave with no word about her future. Their former spouses are picking up pieces of shattered lives, trying to move forward after being betrayed and humiliated on a global scale. This story isn't really about a KISSCAM or a CEO's downfall. It's about the quiet strength of women who choose dignity over drama, the power of female solidarity, and the reminder that sometimes our worst moments become catalysts for our greatest transformations. Meghan didn't just lose a husband that day. She gained her freedom and the respect of millions of women who saw themselves in her grace under fire. What do you think? Share this with the women in your life who need to see how strength looks in the face of betrayal. Tag a friend who would have handled this exactly like Meghan did. And if you want more stories about female resilience and the power of supporting each other through life's toughest moments, make sure you're subscribed and hit that notification bell. Trust me, you won't want to miss what we're covering next, because these stories remind us that we're stronger together than we ever are alone.